Shop and get great savings from the one that gives you real value always. TM Pick and Pay. It's time for the news.
Thank you for joining us on this day 2 of our broadcast of the main news from the new Parliament building here in Mount Hampden. Later on, we'll be crossing over to our colleagues at our Progressive studios in Harare to take us through the rest of the bulletin. I'm Justin Mahlahla.
And I am Tariro Manamike. This is the venue for the 44th SADC Heads of State and Government Summit. Now, as you're watching, be sure to like, follow and subscribe to our social media pages and channels at ZBC Online. For now, let's take a look at the leading headlines tonight.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa commissions Boulevard Road in Mount Hampden, commending the workmanship by local contractors.
Zimbabwe ready to host SADC Summit with preliminary meetings underway at the new Parliament building.
In business news, expansion projects boost Shamba gold mine production outlook.
And in sport, Zimbabwe's long-distance runner Isaac Mpofu ready for this Saturday's marathon race at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games.
Those are the headlines, and now to the news in detail. President Emmerson Mnangagwa has applauded the commitment and workmanship of local contractors in propelling infrastructure development projects feeding into the Nyika Inovakwa Nevenevayo Ilizwe Lakiwa Ngabanikazi Balo mantra. He was speaking at the commissioning of Boulevard Road in Mount Hampden this Friday. Details from Bruce Chawanda.
The Second Republic continues to register huge milestones in the infrastructure development drive with the opening of a traffic circle and the 5.7-kilometer Boulevard Road, which links Harare-Bindura Road and new Parliament building. President Mnangagwa had a view of the road as well as the traffic circle before officially commissioning the project.
Dinofara nema kambana noshanda nesu vose vanoratidza commitment yevision yeZimbabwe. Chinofanira kutera ndechekuti ivavo maZimbabweans. Saka ndinogutsikana mukati memoyo wangu kuti ivo vanesu pamwe chete panyaya yekuenda mberi kwedu nevision yatinayo yokuvaka nyika yedu muunyanzvi, producing the best we can as a people, and this is just the best.
The head of state said construction works underway countrywide cement the mantra nyika inovakwa nevenevayo ilizwe lakiwa ngavanikazi valo.
Makore maviri akapfuura kana wakanga wabuya kuno waida waona mune nzungu dzisina kuchekwa dziri pana dzakasarira vachikowa, watarira kwa hapana chawaimboona. Iko zvino unototora mudzimai wako nevana paweekend okwira kugomoko umira mberi kweparliament ozipigwa wakatarira mabvazuva nokuti vene venyika vavaka nyika yavo. Ndinofara kuti muvana vadiki ndikuita basa ramuri kuita mobudza nyika yedu kuti tiri kuvaka nyika yedu sokuda kwedu kusina anotimanikidza, asi sokuda kwedu. Vakavaka nyika dzavo vanodada nadzo, isu tichaivaka yedu tigodada nayo.
Zimbabwe continues to make strides in the delivery of world-class infrastructure utilizing local contractors and resources. Meanwhile, government has taken over the beautification of the city of Harare through the installation of street lights and planting of trees, among other initiatives. Bruce Chawanda, SADC News, Harare.
Meanwhile, the opening up of the Boulevard Road has been cited as a testimony of the efficiency of local contractors as well as the success of infrastructure development drive under the Second Republic. We get more details from Wellington Makonese.
The Boulevard Road and traffic circle that has been opened is a product of local contractors, bitumen and exodus as part of the broader infrastructure development program. The traffic circle set for beautification, we have heritage features that include the Great Zimbabwe, while encompassing the national vision in its design. The contractors noted that the expansive works along the routes are in motion to ensure ease of movement between cities and towns.
And we started this project early March. It was a design and construct project. We've done 6 kilometers of the boulevard leading to the Parliament from off the Bindura Road leading to Parliament, which is a dual carriageway. We did 4 kilometers of the loop around Parliament. We also did 13 kilometers of the upgrade of the old Mazoe Road.
The scope also involves the construction of toll gates. We constructed 4 toll gates along the road, including relocating the toll gate at S-Bank. Among other activities, we beautify the road by putting street lights, landscaping, state-of-the-art traffic lights, and the monument we are constructing in the circle.
We feel very much warm now that he has also put out that statement to say the work that has been done by local contractors is quite pleasing and is quite a quality piece of work. So we are quite happy with that.
The Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable Felix Mona, says the developments are a manifestation of the national vision.
Nhasi taona kuti kunyangwe tiri pasi pezvirango zvatakatemerwa nenyika idzo dzaive dzakatipamba, tinofara kuti taunganidza mari yedu sevana veZimbabwe nekuvaka upfumi hwenyika yedu sevana veZimbabwe tiri pasi pemuono wemutungamiri wababa Mnangagwa. Saka tinotenda nhasi vauya kuzotivhurira mugwagwa iwoyo. Mugwagwa uyu vanoziva uchange uine maraini atinoti 8 nekuti iko zvino takambovhura uine maraini 4 zvichireva zvoti tichaupamhamisa zvakare. Asi chatinofara ndechekuti hatisi kungogadzira mugwagwa uyu chete, tauyazve kuti tizivise mhuri yeZimbabwe kuti tichibuda muHarare tiri kuenda nemugwagwa uyu kunonzi kuKanyemba, kwatinoziva kuti tichaenda vanga vari kubvunza vanogara munzvimbo yeMazoe chinzwai kuitirwa zvakanaka nekuti mugwagwa uyu uchauya wakapamhama kubva muguta reHarare tiine 4 lanes.
Boulevard Road is one of the many roads that have been constructed during the past few months as the Second Republic forges ahead with modernizing infrastructure in pursuit of an upper middle-income society by 2030. Wellington Makonese, ZBC News.
3 new ambassadors designate set to represent Zimbabwe in France, China and Indonesia bade farewell to President Emmerson Mnangagwa at State House this Friday. We get more from our diplomatic correspondent, Josephine Mugio.
The 3 ambassador designates who head to their new missions include Ambassador Sekai Nzenza, who will represent the country in France, Portugal, the Vatican and Spain. Ambassador Abigail Shoniwa will be Zimbabwe's top envoy in China, while Ambassador Martin Makururu will be the country's representative in Indonesia. Ambassador Nzenza said her work is cut out as she aims to ensure Zimbabwe's economic growth narrative is understood in her missions, highlighting the need to ensure more investors from France explore opportunities available in Zimbabwe.
Coming from the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, as former minister, I've been working closely with business and the private sector. So France is a country that we're also very keen to see the relationship building, particularly in the private sector, and also to promote investments in mining, agriculture, tourism, and all sectors really of the Zimbabwean economy.
As she heads to China, Ambassador Shoniwa is keen to see technology transfer from the Asian country to Zimbabwe, given the expertise of China in technology.
We want to see technology transfer. We all know what the giant that China is, and we want to see investments in Zimbabwe, or people getting employed, etc. So that is really what I want to, that's what I'll be focusing on.
As Ambassador Designate Makururu goes to Indonesia, he is clear of his mandate of advancing Zimbabwe's interests.
We are riding on the mantra as given to us by His Excellency, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa. Zimbabwe is open for business. Not only are we open, we are ready to do business. Indonesia is a population of about 280 million people, which means much, much bigger than Zimbabwe. We are quite happy that His Excellency has indicated the need for us to expand business cooperation with the Republic of Indonesia.
Meanwhile, outgoing Indian ambassador to Zimbabwe, His Excellency Mr. Vijay Kaduja, has bade farewell to the head of state. He described the relations between the two countries as excellent, noting the need for cooperation to go beyond the pharmaceutical sector.
We recently inaugurated the Deka water pipeline, and this is a 42-kilometer pipeline which has been laid with the Indian assistance of $48 million, and it has completed its defect liability period also, and it's providing water not just to the Hwange thermal power plant, but also communities and city on the way. So this is a people-centric project which is benefiting the people and the livestock also. This is one achievement. We have given boost to the institutional mechanisms. We held 2 rounds of the Foreign Office consultations during my tenure.
Zimbabwe's engagement and re-engagement policy is bearing fruit, as reflected by several investors flocking into the country. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Harare.
The Chancellor of the Zimbabwe National Defense University, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, has rallied the learning institution to undertake research on the use of artificial intelligence and drone technology. He was speaking at the Zimbabwe National Defense University 5th graduation ceremony in Mazoe this Friday. Our chief correspondent, Ruben Barwe, gives us more.
The long-awaited African Journal of Defense and Security Studies has been launched by the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Zimbabwe's intellectual output is on display, and living and late members of the force could not be left behind, said the head of state soon after launching the journal.
The journal will undoubtedly provide a platform where Seki-Okats, the academia, and students of national security studies will vigorously contribute towards the defense and security discourse by way of giving empirical evidence, research findings and conclusions. Articles in this inaugural publication include the following: Understanding the ethic of double standards in the United Nations Security Council in the Middle East and Africa, which was penned by our current Vice President, retired General Chwenga. The implications of domestic economic policies on foreign relations of a developing country, penned by the left Lieutenant General Sibusiso Moyo. Unfortunately, the late national hero is not here today to celebrate together with us. May his dear soul rest in eternal peace.
There are issues to deal with: the conflict in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, fake news in the digital age, to mention but a few. The head of state commended the journal for not restricting itself to matters of security, but to go into other areas of human endeavor.
I'm therefore pleased to note that the journal is not confined to only one field of security. It now covers a whole spectrum of human security pillars, including economic security, food security, health security, environmental security, personal security, cyber security, community security, and political security.
Earlier, President and Chancellor of the Zimbabwe National Defense University kept 144 graduates on the 5th graduation ceremony of this state institution. The Faculty of Engineering has 28 graduates, 80 graduates were from the Faculty of Social Sciences, and 36 were from the Center of Defense and Security Studies. Here, graduates were from the arms of security in this country and others from the key state institutions. Graduates also came from Botswana, Eswatini, Namibia, South Africa, Tanzania, and Zambia. The Vice-Chancellor of the university, Dr. Michael Tedzani Moyo, said, as a young university, they are yearning to grow, resources permitting.
The university constructed and renovated a few buildings to increase its lecture theatre capacity. Major projects undertaken by the university this year include the construction of a water reservoir. The 2.5 megaliters water reservoir is now at the roofing stage and is nearing completion, and hopefully by the end of this year. Your Excellency and Chancellor, the university intends to establish income-generating projects in order to alleviate the challenge of funding from the fiscus. Various business ventures are being considered, and these are at different stages of development. And these are a hotel and conference center facility, Wange National Park chalets, and a solar project. Plans to build a hotel and a conference center facility on the 10 hectares to the south of the campus are progressing well.
The university now offers a Bachelor of Science in Aviation Services, Aircraft Systems and Operations, plus a Bachelor of Science Aviation Sciences, Air Traffic Management, and a Bachelor of Science Security and Disaster Management. These are novelty courses that are not offered by many universities, both at home and abroad. Ruben Barwe, ZBC News, Harare.
A high-level delegation of young leaders from the Southern African Development Community, SADC, has arrived in Zimbabwe ahead of the 44th SADC Summit, marking a significant moment of regional solidarity and cooperation. The full story.
Upon arrival at the Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport this Friday, the delegation was formally welcomed by Confederation of Young Entrepreneurs SADC Regional Coordinator, Mr. Taurai Kandishaya.
We are ready to receive our visitors. This is the best time in our lifetime where Zimbabwe is hosting 16 member states of SADC. We want to appreciate President Emmerson Mnangagwa for providing his leadership. As a Democrat, he has shown us that democracy cannot be imported and exported. We must believe in homegrown solutions. So the SADC member states that are coming here to Zimbabwe, they have so much to learn, and we also have much to learn from them, especially the infrastructure development using your own resources.
Members of the delegation congratulated President Emmerson Mnangagwa as he assumes the SADC chairmanship, acknowledging his exemplary leadership and dedication to fostering regional prosperity.
I am congratulating him on the new appointment, and I know with his leadership abilities and the evidence that he has actually shown in the country of Zimbabwe, he will be able to lead the region into the next level of development.
The more we have these things in place, it's easier even for, do other things, because talk about education, talk about other necessary things. So I think we can do much more as Africa and as the SADC region.
Government's infrastructure development and modernization drive has impressed the visitors.
We are coming to Robert Mugabe International Airport. I've been welcomed by a very beautiful airport to begin with, and this is what we want to see. We want to see countries move from developing countries or from being called poor countries, but to huge industrialized countries. So this trajectory which the Zimbabwean government is taking is a recommendable move.
The 44th SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government will be held at the new Parliament building in Mount Hampton on the 17th of this month under the theme Promoting Innovation to Unlock Opportunities for Sustained Economic Growth and Development Towards an Industrialized SADC. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government are underway at the new Parliament building in Mount Hampton. Earlier, our foreign editor, Olin Dori, spoke to the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Ambassador Frederick Shawa, and the Minister of Information and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jenfen Musweri, on issues expected to top the agenda and media coverage of the summit. More details in the next report.
Meetings for the 44th SADC Heads of State and Government Summit are underway here at Parliament Building in Mount Habden as we build up towards the 17th of August, where Heads of State will converge here in Zimbabwe. I'm now joined by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Ambassador Frederick Shava, to discuss more as Zimbabwe prepares to take over as chair. Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
How has Zimbabwe fared in preparing for the summit?
Well, first of all, I must say that Zimbabwe has been greatly honored by the SADC nations, the 16 of them, to be requested to host the 44th summit of SADC. And above that, our president, Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, has equally been honored by his colleagues who have opted to have the summit hosted here in Zimbabwe. Naturally, the president has to prepare to receive his colleagues, and the president has to prepare to make sure that his country is seen in good esteem by his colleagues. So the state of preparedness is very high, and as you have just said, this is the venue for the summit when it happens on the 17th. But let me hasten to say that the meetings have already started because the committee of officials, chaired by our permanent secretary Chimbindi, have already begun. And these meetings are ongoing right now. And when those meetings finish, there will be a meeting of ministers of SADC, whom I will chair, and this will be on the 13th and 14th. And after that, the continuation will be there. There will be on the 15th and 16th, the Troika meeting will be happening. The Troika meeting and the meeting for defense and security will be chaired by Zambia, who will be handing over to Tanzania this Troika responsibility.
You speak of the Council of Ministers and you taking over as chair. We saw yesterday Angola's Ambassador Nazare Jose Salvador giving over chairmanship of the Senior Council to Ambassador Albert Shibindi, and you will take over from Honorable Tete Antonio. How can you say, as Zimbabwe, as chair, will speak towards regional integration?
Indeed, I will take over from my friend and colleague, Tete Antonio, and they've been running with the programs of SADC, which included industrialization and innovation during their term. And as I take over, I'll be running with the new theme of the 44th session, which is going to be largely talking about industrialization of SADC countries. And this you saw already initially when the industrialization week was happening, that Zimbabwe is very keen to make sure that industrialization happens not only in Zimbabwe but in neighboring countries of SADC.
And looking at the theme, looking at industrialization, SADC itself has a number of policies and protocols that seek to enhance regional integration for industrialization. In your view, how can SADC member states take advantage of these policies and economic blueprints for its economic growth?
Well, it is important to note that already in terms of trade, we have COMESA, and a good number of SADC countries are members of COMESA. It is also important to note that we have AFCTA, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, and it is our wish to marry the two organizations at some point and to ensure that the trade between SADC countries is seamless. No border problems, no tariff problems, and so on. And from there on, we should merge also with AFCTA and make sure that the trade of SADC also extends to other parts, other economic regions
I am now joined by the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jenfan Muswere, to speak more on preparedness for the media sector. Honorable Minister, how has your ministry prepared for the upcoming summit?
Thank you, Oli. The SADC summit has repositioned Zimbabwe's global standing in terms of international relations, in that it is clearly redefined and ensured that Zimbabwe's correct position in terms of international relations is well recognized in terms of the re-engagement and engagement strategy. But in terms of the media, we are satisfied with the level of preparedness and we are ready to roll. The media centers have been put in place, and at the same time, the media broadcasting ecosystems, which will provide clean feed across the globe with participatory media industry, has also been put in place. At the same time, we've received overwhelmingly and oversubscribed interest in terms of the number of journalists who are interested to cover the SADC summit, and the number around 1,000. And as we continue to process and to accredit as a country the number of journalists and media practitioners across the world, this also clearly indicates and underlines the importance of the re-engagement strategy that has been provided by His Excellency the President, Dr. Idim Nangagwa, in that he has put in place the policies and the legislation which fundamentally will protect the journalism industry, which will also ensure that there is access to information as we journey towards an upper middle income society within the context of SADC as a family. So we are more than confident that this summit will be a success.
So as Zimbabwe prepares to host the heads of state and government here at New Parliament Building in Mount Hampden, discussions of politics, discussions of economic growth, discussions of peace and security are expected to top the agenda.
And that's all we had for you from the New Parliament Building here in Mount Hampden. We do hope you enjoyed watching this segment of the main news as much as we enjoyed bringing it to your screens.
Yes, absolutely. Do remember that this is the magnificent and beautiful venue for the 44th SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government. We now cross over to our Pocket Hill studios, where our colleague Joyce Mabika is on standby to give you more on this news bulletin. Good evening, Joyce.
Good evening, and thank you, Tariro and Justin, for giving us the first stretch of our bulletin live from New Parliament Building in Mount Hampden. We continue from this end.
We're now broadcasting live from our Pocket Hill studios right here in Highlands, Harare. My name is Zain Jamo.
And I'm Joyce Mabika. Noble Maungwa is on sign language. In our next report, President Emerson Mnangagwa has congratulated athletes Makanaka Ishe Charamba and Tapiwana Shemakarau for their stellar performances at the ongoing 2024 Olympic Games. The two athletes made it to the final of the 200 meters, with Makarau finishing in 6th, while Charamba settled for 8th position. Taking to social media, President Mnangagwa rallied the nation to celebrate the remarkable achievements of the two athletes who have left an indelible mark on the global stage.
Meanwhile, Vice President Kembo Mohadi has declared zero tolerance to illicit drug and substance abuse, imploring the police to increase operations targeting peddlers and distribution channels. Comrade Mohadi made the call during the commissioning of service vehicles for the Zimbabwe Republic Police at Mkushi Police Academy in Harare this Friday. We get the details.
In a show of commitment to continue supporting its various departments, government has just capacitated the Zimbabwe Republic Police with 450 vehicles that are targeted to enhance the operational viability and efficiency of the Zimbabwe Republic Police. Vice President Comrade Kembo Mohadi has commissioned these vehicles here at the Mkushi Police Academy in Harare.
A cut of the ribbon to signal another milestone for the Zimbabwe Republic Police. Vice President Kembo Mohadi this Friday commissioned 450 brand new Ford Ranger vehicles to be used towards improving efficiency of the police in combating crime. Representing President Emerson Mnangagwa, Vice President Mohadi reiterated government's commitment to supporting the Zimbabwe Republic Police to bolster its operations. Vice President Mohadi noted that the capacitation program by government is targeted to reduce crime, citing illicit drug abuse as a major area which the police should prioritize.
I therefore challenge our police and all other stakeholders, including private players, to continuously rise up to the menace of drug and substance abuse. While it is the duty of the Zimbabwe Republic Police to prevent, investigate, and detect crime, your police officers must deepen bonds of cooperation with the communities they police. Those involved in manufacturing and distribution of the dangerous drugs and substances are known and can only be defeated through cultivating an unbreakable chain of strategies with the members of the public in this regard.
Government also reaffirmed commitment to continue supporting the law enforcement agents.
I wish, therefore, to underscore that the advancements of a peaceful and secure nation is at the heart of this government. Once again, I wish to reiterate that this responsibility of a peaceful and secure nation rests on the shoulders of each and every one of us.
Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage Minister Honorable Kazembe Kazembe expressed gratitude for the support towards the ZRP.
Indeed, this fleet of vehicles will go a long way in improving police service delivery. This is important given that the police require vehicles for scene attendance, public order management, patrols, traffic enforcement, law enforcement, border patrols, and general administration. In this regard, it is necessary that each police station should not operate without a vehicle.
The vehicles that have just been commissioned here at the Mukushi Police Academy in Harare are a continuation of a program being implemented by His Excellency President Emmerson Mnangagwa, where he implemented a similar project last year, commissioning 180 vehicles, and these 480 vehicles are come to supplement those vehicles from last year. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News, Harare.
Government and other stakeholders are intensifying efforts to reduce road carnage as the country approaches the Heroes' Day and Defense Forces holidays.
Public holidays are usually characterized by increased road accidents, injuries and deaths, prompting government and other stakeholders to intervene and address this scourge through the Heroes and Defense Forces Road Safety Awareness Campaign launched in Harare this Wednesday.
According to a 2019 United Nations Road Report, 94% of road crashes in Zimbabwe are attributed to human error. This human error manifests through various forms such as drinking and driving, speeding, overloading, poor vehicle maintenance, and many more. Of importance to note are the factors contributing to the heightened risk of road crashes. These include, but are not limited to, increased traffic, alcohol consumption, speeding, distracted driving, and fatigue. The Heroes and Defense Forces Days are probably the busiest travel periods of the year, with thousands of Zimbabweans using the road to visit family and friends and events and enjoy recreational activities. The sheer volume of vehicles on the roads can lead to congestion, delays, and higher likelihood of road crashes.
Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage Minister Honorable Kazembe Kazembe warned those using unroadworthy vehicles and corrupt traffic officers that they will face the full wrath of the law.
I have directed the police to be in full force across the country's roads and ensure that they bring to book anyone found on the wrong side of the law. Mabhazi ngaatariswa asati abva paanotakura vanhu kuti akakwana here uye haana kuita overload here asati abuda paterminus. Poti tikambovarega vachifamba murodhi hatizive zvinoitika 100 meters from pavabva ipapo. Anything can happen. So, and in fact, what we have also agreed, and I've directed Commissioner Matanga, the Commissioner General, to ensure that we are also policing the police. The police must also be policed. So be careful.
Meanwhile, the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe says it has since rolled out several programs on road safety as part of efforts to reduce road carnage.
Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe has over the last 2 years rolled out a number of new and innovative programs to conscientize the public on proper road use. Such new programs introduced include, but are not limited to, the Livestock Awareness Program, Road Safety Champions Training, focusing on bishops and pastors, revival of the Driver of the Year competition, which was suspended due to COVID-19.
Under the National Development Strategy 1, Zimbabwe is targeting to reduce road crashes, injuries and fatalities by 25% by 2025 and 50% by 2030. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
Angola President João Lourenço says educating children about the importance of gender equality is key to a more equitable and inclusive society. He was speaking at the launch of the hashtag We Are Equal campaign in Luanda, Angola this Friday, an event where the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, was invited. We get the details.
Owing to numerous initiatives that have transformed the lives of many in the areas of health, education, economic empowerment and gender equality, empowerment champion Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa was invited to Angola by her counterpart, Dr. Ana Dias Lourenço, for the launch of the We Are Equal campaign, an initiative by the Organization of African First Ladies for Development aimed at addressing gender inequality in Africa in the sectors of health, education, and economic empowerment. In recognition of her unwavering commitment towards the achievement of the We Are Equal campaign goals, Dr. Mnangagwa was invited to Luanda for the launch. Dr. Mnangagwa launched the campaign in 2023 under the two thematic pillars of health and gender-based violence and is spearheading various initiatives in line with the pillars through her Angel of Hope Foundation. The launch was officially launched by Angolan President His Excellency João Lourenço. President Lourenço during the launch gave plaudits to the Organization of African First Ladies for Development, or WAFLAD, for the initiative which is aimed at closing the gender gap across the African continent. President Lourenço underscored the importance of education in promoting gender equality and empowerment of women from a young age. He added that educating children about the importance of gender equality helps establish foundations for a more equitable and inclusive society.
Day of work with results that can have a positive and long-lasting effect on the behavior change that must occur quickly in order to build a society in which we can truly say that we are all equal.
First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, who launched a similar campaign last year as a pre-ICASA event, was among the First Ladies invited by Dr. Lourenço to grace the launch of the campaign. Dr. Mnangagwa was represented by National AIDS Council CEO Dr. Bernard Madzima. In a speech read on her behalf by Dr. Madzima, Dr. Mnangagwa started by thanking her Angolan counterpart for attending the UN Tourism Regional Forum for Gastronomy for Africa, saying that collaboration between African countries strengthens them as they share ideas and learn from each other. She also commended Dr. Lourenço for her commitment towards the fight against gender-based violence in Angola, highlighting that ending GBV contributes tremendously to the development of Africa.
I want to appreciate your commitment to our FLAD's #WeAreEqual campaign and rallying behind the call to close the gender gap in Africa. You are really fighting to end gender-based violence in Angola, because gender-based violence is a cycle. The girl child ends up in situations of poverty, teenage pregnancy, early marriages, and this cycle will continue from generation to generation.
Amem Mnangagwa also outlined strides that she has made in line with the key pillars of the campaign, including gender equality and education, which has seen her providing scholarships to both girls and boys from disadvantaged rural and urban communities across the country.
I'm also doing the same, and I launched the #WeAreEqual campaign as a pre-ICASA event in 2023, as my country also grapples with gender-based violence and gender inequality. At the same event, I also launched the Global Alliance to end AIDS among children by 2030 and to expand the benefits of having an HIV and AIDS-free generation of children.
The host First Lady of Angola, Mrs. Ana Dias Lourenço, who is the latest member to launch the campaign, spoke candidly against children and youth violence, highlighting that it compromises their physical and mental health as well as their financial freedom.
In Angola, the We Are Equal campaign, which we are launching today, emphasizes education as a priority for
empowerment of women and girls and aims to promote sexual and reproductive health of young people, protecting children, and ultimately to promote a fairer and more equitable society for the well-being of all Angolan women and men, particularly girls and boys.
In solidarity with Mrs. Lourenco, Nigerian First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who launched a campaign early this year, was also present. She opined that there is need to implement gender-based curriculum with educational materials and teaching methods that promote gender equity.
Girls and boys should be encouraged to participate equally in all activities to help dismantle the notion of gender-specific roles, while their textbooks should showcase diverse role models, illustrating that both men and women can excel in any field of their choice.
The hashtag We Are Equal campaign has so far been launched in various African countries with an aim to close the gender gap in Africa and ensure that males and females have equal access to education, healthcare, and economic opportunities. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Luanda.
Remember to visit our website at www.zbcnews.co.zw for these and more stories in greater detail.
Or you could visit our social media handles, that is at ZBC News Online.
Still to come in this bulletin. Expansion projects boost Shamba gold mine production outlook.
And in sport, Zimbabwe's long-distance runner Isaac Mpofu ready for this Saturday's marathon race at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. The main news takes a breather. We'll be back with you shortly.
This is the currency we've been waiting for. A currency that's not just paper and coins, but a symbol of Zimbabwe's rich resources and stability. That's Zimbabwe Gold. This is ZIG. Let's dive into what makes ZIG not just a new currency, but a new beginning for Zimbabwe's economy. ZIG is born out of a blend of traditional and innovative financial wisdom, anchored in gold and precious metals, along with foreign currency reserves. This backing isn't just for show. It's a promise of stability and trust, ensuring that ZIG's value is as solid as the gold it's pegged to. From the bustling markets of Harare to the serene landscapes of rural Zimbabwe, ZIG is set to become the medium of exchange that's both reliable and accessible. With denominations ranging from ZIG 200 to ZIG 1 and even handy coins, it caters to every transaction, big or small. Transitioning to ZIG is a breeze. It's all about inclusivity, ensuring no one is left behind in Zimbabwe's financial renaissance. ZIG doesn't walk alone. It co-circulates with other foreign currencies under Zimbabwe's multi-currency system, enriching our financial landscape. It's a legal tender that not only simplifies transactions, but also restores confidence in our economy, promising a future where stability and growth go hand in hand. So why ZIG? Because it's more than just money. It's a symbol of Zimbabwe's resilience, a step towards an economy where stability is the norm, and every Zimbabwean can look forward to a prosperous future. Welcome to the era of Zimbabwe Gold, where our currency is our pride.
Since the last day of last season, we are ready to do it all again. Will Foden is having the season of his life. Brilliant! Just brilliant! That is quite something!
Upgrade to DSTV Compact for $30 a month to get all the football action you want. Today's life is action-packed, hectic, and full of opportunity. You're off to the next big meeting, returning home from an important business trip, or you step out of your bubble to find your next adventure. Whatever your journey, we have a solution. A car for every occasion, be it leisure or business. At Impala Car Rental, for over 15 years, we've been catering for all Zimbabweans from all walks of life, using technology to make travel smarter and more affordable. Where will your road take you? Hit the road whenever, wherever. Impala Car Rental, celebrating 15 years of service excellence.
Texting while driving. What a dangerous thing to do on the wheel. Be smart. Put the phone down. Don't text and drive. This message is brought to you by the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe. Safety first. There is no second chance.
Did you know that the government of Zimbabwe, through the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, offers legal services to indigent persons in both criminal and civil matters? Visit our legal aid department offices in Harare, Gweru, Bulawayo, Masvingo, Mutare, Bindura, Wange, Chipinge, Chivu, Chiredzi, and Chinoi. You can also visit our website at justice.gov.zw or follow our Twitter handle at MOJLPA for more information. We are leaving no one and no place behind. The Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. We uphold, develop, and provide accessible, efficient, and effective justice delivery.
Welcome back to the main news. We're now crossing over to our Montreux studios in Bulawayo, and we're joined by Marilyn Gwenya. Marilyn, it's a very good evening to you.
Good evening and many thanks to you, Joyce. And now in our following report, the Sipepa community in Cholocho are grateful to the Zimbabwe Defense Forces after benefiting from a free medical outreach program as part of the ZDF Community Assistance Week.
As Zimbabwe Defense Forces wraps up their Community Assistance Week this Friday, the Sipepa community have also benefited from a free medical outreach.
iyasijabulisa labazali wethu indlela abaphathe ngayo ikhanya iyajabulisa. Mina uncedo lolu olunje ngiluyamukela kuhle ngincedakele kuhle sibili nje bakade ngiphathekile.
ZDF Director Nursing Services Colonel Benjamin Mahea noted that the medical outreach program received an overwhelming response.
Tiri kubatsira kuvarapa tichitarisa tinoti chronic conditions. Saka kana isusu tauya kuno tinenge taunza services pedyo navo.
Government says providing health care services and ensuring the well-being of its citizenry is a priority as the country marches towards a Vision 2030.
Lapha eclinic besizebona abezempilakahle abangaphansi kwebutho besenika usizo kuzigulane esigabeni seCholocho North. Bayahlola imikhuhlane ethize echiyeneyo, bayanika njalo indlela becebisa laba abehlile ukuthi bangabelapha bangabasiza bese benika njalo amaphilisi.
Since the inception, the Second Republic is on a drive to ensure all communities have access to affordable healthcare services.
The veterans of the liberation struggle vision of a prosperous Zimbabwe still lives on, with Comrade Samson Mtisi, a miner among former freedom fighters, determined to ensure the country achieves an upper middle income society by 2030.
Colonial injustices that include forced labor and the need to reclaim land forcibly taken from the black majority were some of the grievances leading to the second Chimurenga. Veteran of the liberation struggle, Comrade Samson Mtisi says the vision of a prosperous Zimbabwe after independence anchored the aspirations of all freedom fighters.
ndakumbozorora ndochinja nehanzvadzi yangu baba vachienda koshanda pataishanda apa hapana chataiwana saka nekudero kuchikoro ndaenda usiku night school saka zvakandibata-bata taifamba about 10 kilometers kuenda kuchikoro.
A proud beneficiary of the land reform, Comrade Samson Mtisi, who joined the army after the liberation struggle, now owns Katalambano mine in Mtasa district, contributing significantly to the country's annual gold output.
Petunga tichera tisina kuita dambudziko. Tiri tinokwanisa kuona kuma 200 grams per syndicate. Tine ma syndicate about 5. My targeting 15 days. Panofanira pacha pabuda chinhu chatakuisa pachigaya.
Comrade Mtisi is convinced war veterans have a key role to play towards the attainment of Vision 2030.
Takaenda kuhondo tikati rwire ivhu, titore ivhu redu, tizorishandisa isu, tirege kushandiswa nevarungu. Saka I urge my fellow comrades kuti pouri ringa goridhe, ringa kana une purazi runaro, ita something project.
Youths are grateful the mining activities have created employment opportunities.
Tatomutanga tichimbogaisira kumiu yemurungu kusvikawo takwanisawo kuzviitirawo tega, takugaisawo panapa tega, takuitirawo matenge edu tega tiri panapa.
Basa iri ratiri kuita iri rakakosha kunharaunda nekwatiri mayouth. Rokwanisa kuti tionewo zvekuita pane kuswera tichimwa madrugs mulocation.
With the Second Republic spearheading several developmental projects across the country, war veterans like Comrade Mtisi contend the country will remain on a positive economic trajectory. Kenya's Tivuje, ZBC News, Mutasa.
The El Nino-induced drought has affected several communities, including hitting hard on livestock, with the presidential borehole sinking scheme becoming a key intervention to improving water availability countrywide.
Thorny bushes, dry riverbeds, leafless trees are the norm for communities in Bechnaf and Buhera districts of Manicaland province. To worsen the sight, the scorching sun is unkind to the animals that are already stressed with looking for better grazing lands. Water, which many people may take for granted, means life to these communities.
Ng'ombe, mbudzi, zvose zviri kunetsa. Saka zvaitwa kudai chinhu chatofana kutenda zvikuru totenda.
Dzimwe dzenguva unenge wakatobereka mwana nemadistance atiri kutora tichienda kochera mvura kure apa wakabereka mwana.
Tinogara muregion iri dry, region 4 yekuti inonyanya kungoitwa nezvekufiwa kwemombe. Kurima chaiko kunotinetsei, tinotodependa nemasmall grains. Panenyaya yemvura taisirwa kudai, zvipfuwo zvedu tiri kuona zvaane The
presidential borehole scheme, in partnership with the private sector, is increasingly supporting the government's climate resilience programs to improve water availability as an emergency response to drought.
Vanhu vanga vachifamba kubva kunzvimbo dziri kure kuti vaone mvura yekunwa, zvipfuwo zvavo zvichitambudzika kuwana mvura yekunwa, asi tinotenda kuti kuburikidza nababa wedu vaMnangagwa and his initiative of the presidential borehole scheme, taona dambudziko iroro tava pedyo nekuripedza.
The boreholes program has brought relief to several communities countrywide in line with government's vision to attain an upper middle income society by 2030. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Bechnaf Bridge.
And that's it for myself, Marilyn Kenya, and the Montrose crew for tonight. It's back to the team at Pocket Hill Studios in Harare, and Joyce is on standby. Joyce, it's back to you.
Oh, thank you, Marilyn, and our crew from Montrose Studios in Bulawayo. The Southern Africa Power Pool has endorsed Zimbabwe's energy sector investment roadmap aimed at attracting more projects to mitigate the ever-rising demand for power.
Zimbabwe, like any other regional economy, has not been spared from the ever-rising demand for power by industry and commerce. The move has seen government and the private sector focusing on mobilizing resources towards refurbishing power stations, attracting new projects and sourcing long-term financing. With the commissioning of the Wange 7 and 8 generation units setting the pace of Zimbabwe's commitment to ease energy supply gaps, regional or neighboring Economies have also been charmed by such a move. Presenting an update regarding efforts by the regional member power utilities to mitigate energy deficits, Sub-Executive Director Engineer Stephen Diwa revealed that Zimbabwe is among the leading pack of nations committing to increase the energy supplies.
One of the important issues we have noted is, in terms of the generation that was installed in 2023, which was a total of 1,220 megawatts, Zimbabwe's contribution was 600 megawatts that was installed at Hwange. And that's almost 50% of the total that was installed in the region. So we believe Zimbabwe already showed that it's trying to ensure that it provides its own contribution to the regional requirements.
The Sub-Executive Director noted strides by Zimbabwe in terms of energy investments that are also critical in sustaining energy requirements by other regional economies.
We are aware that we are all moving towards clean energy, and in Zimbabwe we're seeing a lot of solar plants that are being developed by independent power producers. We've already been licensed by ZERA. We are also seeing others looking at adding wind power. They're carrying out the relevant studies to determine the wind resource, and we see that they will also be able to contribute. Hydro continues to play a key role, never mind that it's being affected by drought. We, from a regional point of view, are actually studying the resilience and mitigation of the impact of drought on hydro.
The SAP was created in 1995 to coordinate the provision of reliable and economical electricity supply and facilitate electricity trading among its members. Countries within the power pool grouping are Angola, Botswana, Democratic Republic of Congo, Eswatini, Lesotho, Mozambique, Malawi, Namibia, South Africa, Tanzania, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
The main news takes a break. We'll be back shortly with the latest in business.
In line with the tradition of assisting needy communities, the defense hierarchy will this year hand over completed public infrastructure development projects during the Community Assistance Week program commencing on the 5th to the 9th of August 2024. These projects will be presided over as follows. Our star project, a one-story administration block at Kwazana 2 High School, will be officially handed over by the Honorable Minister of Defense, Comrade OCZ Mchinguri Kashiri. On the 5th of August 2024, the Deputy Minister of Defense, Honorable Brigadier General Retired Levi Maihlome, will hand over 2 classroom blocks at Chino Secondary School in Cholocho District, Matabele North Province on the 6th of August 2024. The Secretary for Defense, Mr. ADT Nepera, will hand over 1 classroom block at Tsungai Shumba Primary School, Gokwenembudzia, Midlands Province on the 7th of August 2024. Commander Zimbabwe Defense Forces, General P.V. Zibanda, will hand over 2 classroom blocks at St. Charles Luanga Secondary School, Chimanimani District, Manicaland Province on the 8th of August 2024. Commander Zimbabwe National Army, Lieutenant General Aslem Namo Sanyatwe, will hand over a classroom block at Samanyika Primary School, Nyamarupa Communal Lands in Nyanga District, Manicaland Province on the 7th of August. Commander Air Force of Zimbabwe, Air Marshal Jacob John Jede, will preside over a groundbreaking ceremony at the proposed Endra Clinic construction site, Rukweza Communal Lands, Makoni South, Manicaland Province on the 7th of August 2024. Other completed projects will also be handed over by general officers during and after the Community Assistance Week. In addition to the handing over of completed projects, the ZDF medical teams, in conjunction with the Ministry of Health and Childcare, will conduct 3 outreach medical assistant programs at Sipepa Clinic in Cholocho District, Matabele North Province, Sonzo Clinic, Watsomba in Mutasa District, and Dendra Clinic, Rukweza Communal Lands, Makoni District, Manicaland Province, during the ZDF Community Assistance Week. Musical entertainment will be provided by the popular Singura Guru, Alec Macheso, and Chilt Sport. There will be a soccer match between the Zambian Defense Forces and the ZDF select teams. The public is kindly invited to join us to celebrate the Zimbabwe Defense Forces Week. The Zimbabwe Defense Forces, creating a conducive environment for the attainment of Vision 2030.
Try the new Dunked All-Star Box. Hope you're ready for the new star of the show. KFC, it's finger licking good while stocks last.
SPW for AD, people living with disability for AD, we are happy with you, our president. Now we have said that Moita, Baba Sir President, more demonstrator, more president, more than is Swafan or Kura, is Takakaspatra, Namu. Chodo tasa pasada kipana hapa manifesta za mangwe bani wachu ona za tukui kuti mazimbabwe ndati sikumira takado sulu nyika ino makwana vena kwedezo kuti no one wachi plan out kai no tuda kuti sada kisabe ichide saka vanoshandisiwa ya working time muno muzimbabwe iyezo to focus sada president Mnangagwa tinoti we are behind you as disabled people.
Zimbabwe will proudly host the 44th Ordinary SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government on August 17, 2024 in Harare. Preceding this landmark event are crucial meetings of SADC senior officials and the Council of Ministers setting the agenda for the summit. ZBC will cover all the action from these preparatory meetings to the summit itself across its TV, radio, and digital platforms. Advertisers are encouraged to seize this significant opportunity to enhance their brand's visibility locally and regionally through tailored advertising packages during the SADC meetings and summit. For more details on advertising opportunities, please contact Mildred on 0712-831-177 or Wilson on 0775-902-040 or email sales@zbc.co.zw.
Welcome back from the break, and thank you for staying with us. We jump straight into our business news, where expansion projects at Shamva Gold Mine are projected to boost production to above 1,000 kilograms by the end of the year, an anticipated improvement of at least 300 kilograms.
Shamva Gold Mine is bullish of enhanced production this year after successfully starting mining operations on the flagship expansion project on the Shamva Hill open pit. According to the gold mining firm's general manager, engineer Gift Mapakame, the project has boosted their optimization capacity as output has steadily increased from 42,000 tons per month to the current 55,000 tons per month, giving monthly output of 60 kilograms of gold. The figure is expected to rally by year end.
Our production performance has been recovering steadily from the last financial year into this financial year. We have been addressing a bit of some challenges in our inputs to production, in our means to carry out production.
To support this growth, the gold mine has also implemented strong investments in energy, with officials confirming at least $500,000 United States dollars has so far been invested towards green energy. There are also indications the gold miner is negotiating with potential partners for a $150 million United States dollar investment to boost production at its Shamva mine.
Shamva is sitting on quite a major resource that we need to develop further. And that resource is of a size that actually justifies the implementation of a processing plant at Shamva itself.
Shamva Gold Mine, one of the mines revived under Kovimba Mining House, has witnessed recovery since being revitalized in 2020. Theophilus Chuma, ZBC News.
And that's our look at business news, taking us straight to the arts. As the nation warms up to the Heroes and Defence Forces Day commemoration set for Monday and Tuesday, the weekend is set for memorable music performances in and around.
Saturday in Shirezi, the Caravan Park will be a hive of activity where Zim dancehall star Killer T will be performing. He's expected to share the stage with other Zim dancehall performers, Windsor and Dunge Youth. Rising Songstress Nisha Tears announced a performance in Maronja this Saturday. She's set to light up the town as she shares the stage with Saint Flo. Other artists are expected to serenade music lovers in Harare, including Endi Morizo, who will share the stage with Vimofu and Kurai Makore in Glenview on Sunday. Patience Nyagada, SABC News, Harare.
The main news now takes a breather. We'll be back shortly with sport updates.
The Minister of Defense, Honorable O.C.Z. Muchinguri Kashiri, the Deputy Minister of Defense, Honorable Brigadier General Retired Levi Maihlome, Secretary for Defense, Comrade A.D.T. Nepera, Commander Defense Forces, General P.V. Sibanda, Service Chiefs, General and Air Officers, Chief Director, Directors, Senior Officers, men and women of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, management and staff of the Ministry of Defense and their families, join His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, and the nation in remembering our fallen heroes and heroines on Heroes Day. As we observe Heroes Day and commemorate the fallen gallant men and women of our motherland, let us do so as one people, united in destiny and purpose. Heroes Day is an important occasion that allows us to reflect on the sacrifices of the gallant sons and daughters from the first Chimurenga Umvukela to the second Chimurenga Umvukela, whose heroic deeds ushered in the independence, freedom, and peace that we enjoy today. It is for this reason that Heroes Day must be cherished by all, because those who died for our freedom did so out of exceptional patriotism that transcended regional, village, tribal, ethnicity, or race considerations. As a free and liberated people, we should never take our nationhood, peace, and unity for granted. Our country's history is rooted in the sacrifice, perseverance, and selflessness of our freedom fighters. In that regard, we must continue to celebrate and preserve the knowledge of their struggle and ultimate triumph. As we commemorate our heroes, let us allow this occasion to inspire and motivate us to make the impossible possible and to turn dreams into realities. The Ministry of Defense and entire staff shall forever cherish the nation's heroes' legacy of gallant service to the people of Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwe Defense Forces, guaranteeing a conducive environment for the attainment of Vision 2030.
The Midlands Show is here, 22 to 25 August 2024. Usasare, fun and games for kids, paradrops and helicopter displays. Saturday, live performance from Killer T, the chairman. And on Sunday, Mr. and Miss Midlands Show beauty pageant. Announced powered by Mahogany Crew. Supported by Travelers Band, Sam Kokos, Kidoj Kandamina, Defeater, Macman, Legioni, Henry Talent Boy. And to wrap up the show, on Sunday, fireworks. Exhibition stands still available for booking. Contact us on 054 222 3230 or 054 222 3998. Sales 0773 466 554 0713 219 519. Midlands Show, strategic innovation for economic growth.
Enjoy real value and real savings with the TM Pick and Pay Weekend Winners. Save up by getting your groceries and so much more in store today. TM Pick and Pay. Real value always.
Want to elevate your entertainment? Then add Showmax to your DSTV subscription at no extra cost. Showmax is not a TV channel. It's an on-demand video streaming service on showmax.com. To add Showmax to your DSTV subscription, simply use the My DSTV app. Select Add Showmax. The app screen will confirm that you qualify for Showmax at no extra cost as a DSTV premium subscriber. Now you can enjoy exclusive shows and movies. Add Showmax to elevate your entertainment.
Zimbabwe, where the sun kisses the earth, lies a world of endless opportunity.
Here, amidst the vibrant colors and lively exchanges, the spirit of abundance live. Allow yourself the opportunity to connect and innovate. See the future of your business at the 114th edition of the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show.
Filled with ideas, new and radical, that are cultivating prosperity, growing business, innovating for change, and nurturing our future. From agriculture to agribusiness, and from agricultural education to agritourism, every sector finds a place to flourish here, where companies unveil their latest innovations and network with current and potential markets. SAS 2024, where the future of all business sectors is being written today.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We jump straight into our sport, where Zimbabwe's top long-distance runner Isaac Mpofu is geared up for this Saturday's marathon race at the ongoing 2024 Paris Olympic Games.
After a good show by sprinters Tapana Shimakarao and Makanaka Chicharamba, action now moves on to the long-distance competition set for this weekend. First on the Paris roads will be Isaac Mpofu, who comes into the race on the back of some good results in recent months. Athletics coach Benson Chauke says Mpofu is relaxed and looking to enjoy the race while his talent does the talking.
I wouldn't want to put pressure on the athletes themselves really, but just to say when they go out there, they enjoy the race and give their all. Because at times when they have no pressure, it's then that you run well. If you put yourself under pressure, you tend to tense, you tend to probably to miscalculate, and then your race doesn't go according to plan. But we are going out there as underdogs. Underdogs usually don't put pressure on themselves. They just go, they run, they enjoy. And if the effort is good enough, we'll see at the end of the race where we are, and then learn from there as a country as we move forward.
Meanwhile, Zimbabwe's other long-distance runner, Rutendo Nyahora, will be in the women's marathon set for Sunday. Lawrence Trusida, ZBC News, Harare.
A title-chasing side, FC Platinum, are hoping to bounce back to winning ways when they face relegation-threatened Arno Movers in a Kasalaga Premier Soccer League encounter at Mandawa Stadium this Saturday.
Mandawa Stadium will be the stage for a clash of two teams with different ambitions. Weighted to aspirants, FC Platinum will be eager to dismantle Arena Movers, who are seeking Premiership survival. The match, dubbed David versus Goliath affair, FC Platinum, who this season have lost once at home, will be eager to utilize home advantage. Although Arena Movers will be eager to prove they can compete with top teams, FC Platinum coach Norman Mapeza is bullish ahead of the encounter.
They're all fighting for different objectives, but at the end of the day, it's a game of football. There will be 3 points at stake. And what is important for us is to really make sure we use our home advantage.
Going into this match, the two teams have just met once early this year, with the match ending in a 2-2 draw. FC Platinum welcome back midfielders Panashe Mutimbanyoka and Yohan Mutuza, who were nursing injuries. Meanwhile, Dynamos face Simba Bora at Baba Fields on the same day, while Caps United travel to Kariba for a date with ZPC Kariba as Yada hosts Tel 1 at the Hart Stadium. Greenfield welcome Chicken Inn to Chisumbanje, while Bulawayo Chiefs take on Bigita Minerals at Luveve Stadium. Sunday will see Islanders tackle defending champions against Platinum Stars at Baba Fields, while Manika Diamonds host Rendaus at Sakuva, with Wange welcoming Chego to Pirates to the Colliery. Courage ZBC News, Zwishavane.
Spinning is slowly gaining momentum in Bulawayo, with the 5th edition set for ZKS Spinning Arena on Heroes Day.
And that report concluding our sports for this evening, taking us to the weather report in focus.
Greetings, Zimbabwe. It is time for your evening weather report in focus. My name is Benjamin Kwaramba. While sunny weather prevailed across the country, though it was cold in the morning, it became mild to warm by afternoon. In the satellite images received this afternoon, they show mostly clear skies right across Zimbabwe. And we expect the same conditions to continue into the forecast period. Tomorrow, we expect all areas of the country to be under clear skies. Very cold at first, becoming mild to warm later. Now for the temperatures in detail, the capital city, Harare, expect a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 28, 9 and 33 is expected at Bulawayo, Gweru 5 and 30, Mutare 8 and 29, Kwekwe 11 and 31, 11 and 32 for Kadoma. Masvingo 8 at first, 32 maximum, Chinoi 9 and 31, Lupani 7 and 35 degrees Celsius, Bindura 11 and 31, Marondera 8 and 27, 7 and 36 is expected at Gwanda. Victoria Falls 8 at first, 33 later, 15 and 34 is expected at Kariba, Great Zimbabwe, the ancient city, 8 and 32, 4 and 25 expected at Nyanga. Slight ground frost expected over Nyanga area there. Matopos 6 and 32, 11 and 33 for Chimani. Day after tomorrow in the Alu period, again clear skies right across Zimbabwe, cold at first becoming mild to warm later. These conditions should continue as we move into the Heroes holiday, where we expect sunny conditions right across the whole country, but towards evening we expect cool and moist southeasterlies to set in, should affect areas to the south and eastern parts of the country, particularly Matabeleland South, Masvingo and Manicaland. Well, Zimbabwe, thank you for watching tonight's edition of the Weather Report in Focus. Let's make a date again tomorrow at the same time. Good evening, Zimbabwe.
Well, that caps tonight's bulletin. From the crew behind the scenes and all of us here, good night.
Good night.